Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how you retrieve the cutting files from your Disney activation cards. So in the playlist called Disney Activation Cards on my YouTube channel, there is a video that shows you how to activate the card. So I'm assuming that you've watched that. This is the next part of the video. So I'm in Canvas Workspace online and I'm going to come to the Disney tab, and then you can see the cards that I've got activated here because the padlocks are open, and then there are some where the padlocks are still closed, which are the ones I've not activated yet. So I'm going to choose the Toy Story activation card. I'm going to select it and I'm going to choose one of the designs. Now I'm going to choose this one for the simple reason I know that this design is made up of two mats. All the others, all the ones I've looked at, only have one. So if I click this Buzz Lightyear, you'll see there's one mat, okay? The principles are all the same. It's just that this one, when you click on it, has got two mats. Now, the files that are on these activation cards are FCN format, and our usual ScanNCut file format is FCM. So these will not open in your Canvas Workspace mat online at all. You have to download them to use them. So if you hover over a mat, you'll see that the purple download arrow appears, and you can either download the mat individually, or in this case, because there are two mats, there's a big purple icon here that says download all parts. So rather than you having to download one, then download the other, they are grouped in a folder. So I'm going to select download all parts, and that has dropped the folder containing these two mats into my downloads folder on my Mac. Now if you use Windows, yours will drop into wherever any of your other downloadable files that you get from the internet go to. Probably, unless you've changed the file location, they will drop into a downloads folder. So you just need to find your downloads folder on your Windows computer. On my Mac, they've dropped into my downloads folder. Now my downloads folder I keep in my taskbar along the bottom of my screen. But if yours isn't there, on a Mac, it's probably, if you click the F4 key on your keyboard, that will bring your applications folder up, and it will probably be in there. So I'm just going to open my downloads folder and drag the folder out, and this is the folder that it's sent from here from Canvas, and it just gives it a generic name and number. So I'm going to right click on this folder and I'm going to rename it, and I'm just going to call it Toy Story. Now, in my Mac computer, I've already plugged in a USB stick, and that's what you can see here. And I've named mine. It's I've got several of them, so I've got ScanNCut 1, ScanNCut 2, etc., etc. And this is what you can see here on my desktop. Now, again, if it doesn't appear and you're on a Mac, you need to go down to your Finder window, which again is generally in your taskbar, and mine is along the bottom of my screen, and you would open your Finder window, and under locations you'd find your USB stick. If you're on a Windows computer, from memory you would go to the bottom left hand corner of your screen, which is your start menu, and then I think you'd go to My Computer and again look for your USB stick in there. Now I'm going to double click to open up my USB stick, and I've already got folders already in here, and all I'm going to do is drag this Toy Story folder from my desktop and put it in this folder. Now it's telling me that I've already got one called Toy Story in here, and do I want to merge it, replace it, or stop? So I'm just going to stop for now, and I'm going to rename the one I've got in my folder already. I'm just going to call it Toy Story 1 for now, because I can't remember what is actually on that folder. So I'm just going to do it again. So I'm going to drag the folder off my desktop, which has just been downloaded from Canvas Workspace online, and drop it into my USB stick, and it's here. I called it Toy Story. So all I need to do now is close the USB stick down and then eject the USB stick from my computer. And on a Mac, I think it's the same on Windows, if you select the USB stick, right click and choose eject, that will eject the USB properly. If you just pull the USB stick out of your computer, it can corrupt the files that are on it. So now I've done that, it's safe for me to pull out the USB stick from the back of my computer. So I'm going to go over to the ScanNCut machine and show you how to retrieve these two cutting files. Okay, so all I've done so far is plugged the machine in and switched it on and inserted the USB stick into the side of the machine. I'm just going to click the screen and say OK, and then I'm going to come to retrieve data. Now the files were put onto a USB stick, so I'm going to choose that option, and then I'm going to scroll through my USB stick and find my file called Toy Story. And here are the two mats. So you would choose the first part of your mat and it brings your designs onto the screen. You say OK. So from here you can now decide whether you want to cut all three of the elements, and if you do, you just need to load up your mat with your card or vinyl, whatever you're using, and do a background scan and cut your files. If you only want to cut one of these creatures, you can select one, go to edit, send it to the rubbish bin, and then select the next one and do the same, and just cut one. When you're finished, to cut the next part, once it's all cut, just hit the home button, say yes, it's okay to delete all the patterns. You're not actually deleting them, you're just deleting them from this session. You've still got them saved on the USB stick. So you'd go back to retrieve data, go back to the USB stick, find your file, and open the second part of the design. Say OK to put it on your mat. Again, from here you can choose edit, object edit, and you can choose to make it bigger or smaller, or just cut it as it is. So it's as simple as that. So I hope that was helpful.